All right, so we are recording on YouTube now. I'm going to turn off the chat. What's up, everybody? We are going to be teaching Aaron, one of my best friends, and Jake, my brother, website design and CRO, conversion rate optimization, and we're going to debunk some stuff. This video is catered towards mostly beginners / beginner intermediate, like early intermediate people. So 1, 2, 3K a day people and below. This will be very helpful for you. And we're just going to break down very simple concepts because this shit is a lot easier than you would think. And we don't want to overcomplicate some things. So let's, I'm going to move my Discord to here. And I'm going to share my screen for you guys so you can see it. And yeah.
What we got?
You guys see this website? All right. So we're going to show two websites as an example. This one and this one. And there aren't going to be any trick questions here. I just want to show you these two websites, and I want you to let me know which of these you think like you'd have a higher buying intent. Okay, so we'll go through the first website, and I'll play around with it, and you guys let me know when you want me to go to the other one. So this is the website. Here are the product images. Okay. All right. You can scroll down a little bit.
Can you take it to like when someone first clicks on the link to the website and then what it looks like?
Yeah. This is what
this is the landing page.
Yeah, this is our PDP.
Okay. What's PDP mean?
Product page. PD product P page. So there's many different ways you can send people to your website. There's stuff called ellipticals or prelanders where you send them to like a page where it's a lot of information about the product. So it could be like a 3 reasons why page, or like an advertorial where there's a ton of text. But like for products like this where it's like, pretty cheap and they're, you don't really need to convince somebody to buy. You don't need all of that. But this is a PDP. Okay. So we're just sending them straight to it as an impulse buy. So this is the first page. It's an LED hand sign. The most important thing on here is going to be the product images. So I'm going to show you that. So we're seeing what it is. We're seeing that's branded, at least. See that there's a remote, whatever. Okay, middle finger, sweet. I guess the unique selling point, 100% legal gestures. And then it shows you some Chinese bullshit. Okay, that's
dimensions.
That's PDP 1, and I want you to think of this like a funnel. So can you see my the way my cursor is moving right now?
Yeah.
So think of it like a funnel. The people that are up here are only gonna look at this like these images, and they're either gonna buy or swipe away immediately. So most people, just how it works, they're just gonna swipe away. They're gonna see it and they're gonna swipe away. Most people, if they're gonna buy, are literally gonna buy right here. And as off
the look of the first image,
just off the images, they're gonna read horizontally. So humans don't read vertically like this. We read horizontally, so that's why we want the images to be really good. So like when you go on Amazon, bro, are you scrolling down and reading?
No, yeah.
You're looking
only if I'm like really interested.
Exactly, and so that's when it becomes more middle and bottom of funnel. So then we'd move down this funnel, and we need to like get social proof, right? And really like towards the bottom funnel, really sell them on what it is, etc., and then reviews. But for now, this is the top of funnel. That's what we want to focus on. This is the page. Let's go to the next one. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. This is the next one. This is Bleem. Immediately, what I see here is that there's an offer. So, free Gleam body scrub offer ends today. Sweet. So, we have another product image, and we're getting told all of his unique selling points. So it's perfect for the bikini area or signing body part. So it's telling you exactly what you want to read instead of you having to go down like this. It's doing it all the way up here immediately.
Oh, all the information's right there.
Mm-hmm. Because we read horizontally. Like we're not, scrolling. Like very few people are gonna make it down here, right? Like 1 to 5%, maybe 1 to 10% best case, like worst case scenario. Like you really don't want people, you want to convince them up here.
So wait, the consumer psychology of it is that like we're programmed to read like left to right, and that's why like books and shit.
Let me stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to open.
I'm just interested in the psychology of it because, like, the more that I've seen from you, it's like, okay, like this is just like how humans naturally think, and
Yes.
you're doing all of that work for them.
So I read something recently interesting. Don't read too big into this, but like if we have a page here, like okay, at the end of the day, when you have 3 million impressions on a video, bro, that's not 3 million impressions. That's 3 million real people, okay? Like those are real people. Don't think of it like numbers. Think of it like it's literally real people. And we read like this. We don't read, we fucking hover, bro. So you read in F's. We go like we read this most important thing, and we go down here and we read something here and we go down. We skim, we hover. We don't like if there's a ton of text right here, bro, we as humans are just not reading that shit.
Yeah.
It's like we scan, right? And this is the way humans scan. Um, and so you're gonna see like huge brands like Skims. They play into this, right? Because like they're really tapped in with their branding and like literally everything psychological. Like they're super tapped in with it. But that's how we read. And then also we would rather, as humans, again, take the shortest way out and just scroll through the product images. Like say there's 3, 4 product images here. We'd rather just scroll instead of having to scroll all the way down and scroll and scroll and scroll and read all of this shit, right? We'd rather just boom swipe, boom swipe, boom swipe, boom swipe, boom
Yeah.
swipe, read it. It's simple in that concept. And so now we're actually visually seeing what the product does, a before and after. So removing ingrown hairs. I mean, like I'd say this is pretty visual. And this is like people can use this obviously like the ads. We don't see the ads, but I'd assume that they're targeting the private area along with the calves or the legs. So we're showing the legs. This is a unique selling point. Remove the ingrown hairs on the legs. Also, it's safe for the bikini area. And then I don't know what strawberry legs means, but they're obviously tapped.
It's like when you're. It's probably like when you're like your girl's like prickly because you just shaved like 2 days after or something like that.
Gotcha. So they're obviously very tapped in with their market audience and demographic, right? They're not just 100% legal gesture, right? Like they're obviously very tapped in with against strawberry legs. If you're on
Yeah,
this
that's like
website,
a woman coded thing.
right? You know what strawberry legs means if you're if you have it, and then we're seeing testimonials here. We're seeing social proof, right? And so like this is something you would like to see. Like if I always use this as an example because I've done a case study on, but like the car vacuum, right? Like I would want like an example of people using a car vacuum when they're swiping because we have reviews all the way down here and down here and down here, right? But like what if we can also show them up here to the top of funnel people, right? We're seeing more social proof, and they're doing this because it works really well with their niche, and this is like a product that you're buying, and there's gonna be extremely high lifetime value of the customer, lifetime customer value, because they're gonna continue coming to the brand time and time and time and time again because shaving one time isn't a thing. You shave for the rest of your life as a woman. So a lot of social proof is used, and they've obviously tapped into that because they understand, right? Like they're showing this social proof because it works in their market, it works in their niche. If we were selling Gucci or Dior, we obviously wouldn't put anything, right? Because the concept of that is that we want to have a high perceived value where people are buying the brand name. We don't need to see 6 people using Dior or Gucci, right? So it's very conditional depending on the market that you're selling to, and that's why market research is the most important thing going into conversion rate optimization, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a quick just glance. Like if you landed on both these pages, what would you just like more? This one, the glow gesture LED hand sign, or Bleem crystal hair?
Definitely Bleem.
Okay.
Bleem.
Okay, fire. Sweet. Okay, so very intuitive, very like it just.
Yeah, go back to the first one. Real quick. Yeah, so like, I mean, obviously there's a multitude of reasons, but one of the big ones for me is like the colorway on this is like I don't like it.
I wouldn't even read too deep into the color. It's just the fact that this shit sucks, bro. like the product images matter a lot, and they're bad, and there is no like congruency with
And they're all renders.
There's
So
yes.
wait, the number one issue there is you say the product images and not like the branding of the website?
I'd say the product images and the fact that there isn't any offer going on, right? Like the first image, like the first image here, there's an offer going on, right? And so they've
Yeah.
obviously studied, like they
Yeah.
know that, this buy X get Y is the best thing for their brand. Um, and hold on, can I get you guys in here? If I move my, okay, sweet. It's obviously the best thing for the brand. This person, like, no hate to him, like the guy, I know the guy, he makes good money. But obviously he didn't try very hard on this website. I mean, just if you looked at this, I would think this is cheap Chinese trash, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I thought.
like
Yeah.
like his conversion rate on the store, like it's a fact, is 0.1%, and it just like there is no branding in the product images. There's no offer. It's just the price. He doesn't give you any way to buy multiple. So if we even scroll down now to actually being able to buy this, Bleem, they're pushing their AOV, average order value, right? By including this 2-pack that has the buy X get Y. So if you buy 2, you get the free body scrub, and that's what they're promoting here, right? And by the way, this offer and say this has been here for years.
It's time. Yeah, all this shit's time sensitive.
Right.
Okay.
And this has been
Time
here for
sensitive.
years, right? And yeah, along with like there is like they are
Yeah.
trying to push you to buy, right? But the offer here is that like we're pushing the AOV because it's pretty hard to really scale with a $30 AOV, given that you're running 4 to 5x markup. Okay, so it costs you like
What does AOV mean?
average order value. So it's just how much
Okay.
how much the average order is. So if this is $30 and $50, I would assume probably 60% of people buy 1 and 40% buy 2. So the AOV is roughly, I don't know, anywhere from $35 to $45.
Can you go back to the percentages of how many people buy 1 versus buy 2?
That's an arbitrary number. That's just my intuition. I would assume most people are buying
Mhm.
1. But the offer is strong enough that they're going to have a lot of people who buy 2 because like it's
Mhm.
1 includes free shipping, 2 free body scrub offer for silky shiny whatever ends today. And so they're pushing you to buy 2. Whereas this store, you can only buy 1. Your only option is to buy 1. Now, I don't know people who would want multiple of these, but I'd at least, have some sort of offer out there, outside of just you
Yeah.
only get the hand, right? There has to be something that I would look into this niche, into the car rage bait niche, whatever, and figure out what is something that I can give them for free, or like what is there something, even if I only can sell them 1, even if I only want to sell them 1, what can I do to give them for free in order for it to be more likely that they buy 1 without shitting on my margins?
Oh, that's the thing. It's like upping the perceived value of it by adding something extra that's like a very small cost, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So that's why like
Okay.
Alex Hormozzi's big in not in ecom but in business, right? And his biggest thing is offers, and it's making an offer so good that if they refuse, they're just silly, right? Like
Mhm.
you have to formulate an offer around the product, which doesn't take a lot of time. It takes like 5 to 10% of your time, right? And because in ecom there are mainly a few offers, as we mentioned in the last call, but you have to formulate an offer so good in your market that it's stupid for them to not want to take it, right?
Yeah.
Like this offer, it's pretty good, dude. Like you're buying 2, you're saving money, and you're getting free shipping, so you don't have to pay for shipping. I bet it's $5, and
Free
along with
shipping. Yeah.
you're getting this free body scrub, so it's increasing the perceived value of it, right? And you're giving value. Like this, the concept of paying people for stuff, it's just value. Like it's value driven offers. Okay. Does that so far make sense?
Yeah. But can we go back to the product pictures really fast?
Sure.
So originally, my first thought was like when you're comparing the two web stores, that the second one is better because it just aesthetically looks better and it looks more like a brand versus. I mean, I obviously I kind of know what drop shipping is at this point. This kind of does look like drop shipping. The other one looks like a brand,
Yep.
and I mean, other people obviously like they don't know what that is, but like they just fucking know what branding is and shit. They're like, oh, okay, this like looks more legit or whatever the fuck it is, or like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But you said the biggest thing was product pictures. So it's like this product picture is like simpler and like you can like see what the size of it is in comparison because the hand is in there and that's why it's better
No, okay.
than
So the reason is because making it look branded takes 10 minutes. This guy was so lazy, not lazy, I don't want to call him lazy. This guy was so arrogant that he didn't take 10 minutes out of his day to make it not look like it was cheap Chinese shit and then complain about it on the internet for it to be, a 0.1 conversion rate, right? That's the problem. You are the problem. The problem isn't the buying intent and organic. It's that, like, when I click on this, I'm thinking I'm getting scammed, right?
Yeah, and is that
Like
what most people are thinking too? I know that I've learned through you that most people are way dumber than they actually are. But what is the average person when they see this website? Are they thinking that they might be getting scammed or that it's cheap shit?
so it's I don't know. It's like people are human at the end of the day. People aren't as stupid as we think they are. In all honesty, but I don't know. I would be someone who would buy this. I mean, both of you would be someone who would buy this. We're men. It's just it's cool. It's funny. If I landed on this, I'd be like, oh, this is dropshipping because I know dropshipping. Most people would land on this and think it's honestly a scam, right? It's just look at this website.
Yeah, okay.
Right? It's just it doesn't take a lot to get branding going, right?
Yeah.
I can show a brand in the future to you guys outside of just this call because I don't want to show a lot of people, but it's in the car niche and their product images they don't have white in the background, the concept of having white in the background is so silly when you're a car brand because we can be in a parking lot or a parking garage, whatever, fit the niche. It's just it's silly. And so yeah, this stuff early spring sale ends in whatever, limited time, free shipping today, whatever. This is really simple and this works. They have 4 announcement things going on here. This works because they've tested the hell out of it, right? This doesn't work for everybody where they have 4 things up here, right? Again, if you're a Gucci or a Dior, that's not going to work. You're just going to put Dior up here and then you're going to have the product images. Now, if you're selling a car thing, it's probably not what you want to do. How this guy's doing it. Christmas sale and then the hand sign.
Mm-hmm. It's making that nice website, making it a brand that ups the perceived value and the likelihood for someone to purchase.
Yes, because it's just it's simple. What would you rather buy? Would you rather buy on Amazon? Okay. Would you rather buy Amazon something that's branded? Okay. That you it's going to come in this. You go on Amazon. Okay, hold on. Let me explain Amazon Bleed real quick. When you go on this website, it's not trusted. So a lot of people go to Amazon just to purchase it because they don't that's called Amazon Bleed, and this website doesn't feel trusted, right? You haven't heard the brand name before. There's nothing behind it. Now, when you go to Bleem, for example,
for Bleem, they don't trust Bleem, or the car one.
For here, car.
Yeah.
Just to look at it, right? I mean, it doesn't take a lot to think that. And Amazon Bleed is when people go on your website and they're like, oh, I don't trust this. Okay, I don't trust this. I'm gonna go to Amazon and buy it because I know I'm gonna get it on Amazon. Whereas Bleem, they've been able to kind of counteract that because 1, they're on Amazon, and 2, this looks it's branded.
Yeah.
People talk about branded dropshipping. It's this coin term for gurus right now, right? Branded dropshipping. It's making it not look Chinese, bro. It's simple. Okay. All right. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
All right, fire. Okay. So we're going to elaborate further into conversion rate optimization. I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick and go into Paint. Okay. So you guys are going to see a lot of people on Twitter talk about CRO, okay, and this is conversion rate optimization, okay, and that just means if 100 people go on your website, fuck, 100 people go on your website, how many of them are buying? 5, okay, 5 of 100 buy, 5% conversion rate, 5% CVR, okay, and there's a ton of people on Twitter, as you guys are going to learn to see, that specialize in conversion rate optimization, and they specialize in putting these specific codes in a certain area in the cart and the checkout in order to make 0.5% more conversions. That's cool and all, okay? At the end of the day, what drives this conversion rate to being so high is the buying intent behind the product, the ads, and the offer, okay? Putting, like, silly, not necessarily silly, but reading super big into the custom code on the website, like how Bleem has it, like, right here, like body scrub offer ends, whatever. Reading big into that, like, bro, it's not gonna do anything. Or having this here or this here, especially when you start out. So when you guys start these stores and you're starting at, you know, $150 daily budget, this stuff will not matter. Okay? Once we start getting to those 5K, 10K days, we can put that shit on the website. And that conversion rate concept, it genuinely doesn't matter when we start out. So we want the website to be what I call an MVP or better, so MVP or greater, and that's minimum viable purchase, right? And so it takes an hour or so to get the website up and active, because the most important thing is we want to see how expensive is it to get people to our website. Is there buying intent? Are people purchasing? Are they okay? Sweet, let's make the website great. We like a lot of people spend 10-20 hours on their websites for their ads to have a $10 cost per click because they spent 30 minutes on their ads. People buy from your website because of your advertisements, not because of your website. And so, as I mentioned in our first, lesson, it's our not offer. It's our product PR. Wait, let's just spell it out. It's our product over our ads, over our offer,
over the store,
over the website, right? And again, this goes for beginner dropshipping. This isn't for Nike and Adidas, because Nike and Adidas can literally not give a shit about their product. They can sell trash garbage and it can be like the least important thing, but because their ad and their offer is so good, their marketing is so good, they can sell anything. But this goes from starting for beginner and going to hero. It's this. And so we want to put a lot of our effort into honestly this side of the equation, and then a little bit of effort into our offer, of course, not a little bit, but figure out our offer, keep our offer consistent, and then we can move into the store and keep it at that MVP. And so people talk about this conversion rate optimization, but I like to call it, because it's better, our revenue per visitor. Okay? So it's a very simple concept, and I just want to explain this as simple as I can. It's really easy, and it goes against the entire concept of CVR. So let's go through CVR real quick. So conversion optimization, CRO, whatever, okay? So let's say we have a conversion rate of 10%.
Yeah.
Okay? Very simple. 1 in 10 people go on our website, and they're buying our product for $30. Okay? That'd be really good. Now, what if we had a conversion rate, CVR, wow, I just did that backwards. What if we had a CVR of 15%? Okay? But we're selling it for $15. People are going to think that by default, this is better because it's a higher conversion rate, but you make less money doing this. Even though your conversion rate is 5% higher, because your product cost is half as much, you are losing money from this, right? So the entire concept of conversion optimization is a little bit of a fallacy, because your conversion rate can go up, but your AOV can go down, and vice versa. So the ultimate, tester of this is your revenue per visitor, okay? And so let's say we have our advertisements going, okay? And it costs us 50 cents to get somebody to go on our website, okay? So pretty cheap metric. And we have a revenue per visitor, $4. Okay? So for each visitor that goes on our website, which is just revenue divided by the amount of visitors, so let's say we have 1,000 visitors, or we have 1,000 in revenue, and we have how do I do math? Okay, hold on. We have 4,000 visitors. 4,000 money. We have 1,000 visitors. Okay, our revenue per visitor is $4. Okay, and it costs us 50 cents to get those 1,000 people on our website. Okay, what is fucking 1,000 times 50? $500, right? So 4,000 minus 500 is 3,500. That's our gross margin before advertising cost. And so this concept of, okay, this is our gross margin before our cost of goods. And so that means we make $3,500 before we have to, send out the product and shit and pay for shipping. And so this is a better metric to look at because we can see how much money we're making per someone comes on our store. We know how much money it costs for somebody to go on our store. And we know how much the average fulfillment is when someone comes onto our store. And so I want to make that clear. We can talk about this more in detail off the call, but revenue per visitor should not be compared to CVR or conversion rate optimization, because conversion rate optimization is most of the time retarded. It's people that are making money. It's similar to media buying on Facebook and these agency and freelance brand scaling per se, because it's literally just retarded. Like 80% of the work. Okay, wait, is this 20% of the work creates 80% of the output? Okay, once you're doing these 5-10K days, we can look into conversion optimization and shit. But you're gonna see on Twitter when you guys get active on there that it's a little bit retarded, and that the main thing that drives your revenue per visitor and your CVR at the same time is going to be your product, your ads, your offer, and your product images. Those 4 things is what's going to allow you to have that $4, $5 revenue per visitor and an extremely high conversion rate. It's not going to be adding a timer in your cart and a Trustpilot thing in your cart and an urgency ticker at the top of your screen. Like, sure, you should have that, but that is not going to increase your conversion rate or your revenue per visitor by an extra $1, your conversion rate by an extra %. Does that make sense?
Right.
The 80%, the 20% of your efforts, I think I might be doing this wrong. The 80% of your efforts is going to do 80% of the fucking, sorry for swearing, 80% of your outputs. Like, let's not focus on putting Trustpilot. I have people that come to me and they're like, why is my conversion rate so bad? It's not the website most of the time. It's going to be your product, your ads, your offer. Does that make sense before we put this into actual?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fire. And then as far as the funnel goes on the website, you want to treat all of this like a funnel. So the PDP is funnel number 1. The cart is funnel number 2. And then I'm not going to go to checkout, but if I click this, the checkout is funnel number 3. And you can find out the drop-off points.
But ideally, once we get them to the site, we already want them like pretty warm leads already.
Yes. So
like bottom of funnel already.
On the product that yes. On the product that that I'm running right now, before we got banned, bro, there would be like a 8% add to cart ratio, which isn't great. But we'd have a 7% reach checkout and like a 6.9% conversion, just because of how much buying intent there was in the product. It wasn't because the cart was, super urgent and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And so these 3 things we're going to see on Shopify when we go in there. We're going to see the statistics of people who add a cart, people who reach checkout, people who do checkout, and we can read into the stats and figure out the buying intent behind the product, the revenue per visit behind the product, like whatever. And we can literally just read stats and be like, oh shit, okay, there's a lot of buying intent. It's cheap advertising. Fuck. Let's make more ads. Let's scale. It's very simple. It's just literally reading all of these metrics and be like, oh shit, okay, word. All right, fire. That's it. Like, website, guys, super simple. Any questions regarding that?
Nah. Yeah. Okay. So you get your winning product, right? How do you know when it's time to winning, or when it it hits X amount of, what is it, 5 out of 6 or 6 out of the 6 that you were talking about last time?
Yeah. So we find the product that we want to get going, right? Like we're testing a product.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So after that, right? How do you know when it's time to make the website?
Just do it.
Like after we
just do it. So we're testing.
Yeah. When do you make the? Sorry, go ahead.
This is like testing the product, right? So when we start a product, we don't want to be super bullish on it, right? We don't want to think like this is going to change our lives. It's just like, okay,
Mhm.
shit, let's get in the testing phase. Let's run ads. Let's get the website live. It's like, okay, we've identified it. Let's sit on it for like 5 minutes, really think. Hits
Yeah, yeah.
everything. All right, let's go.
And the website is a quick thing to do as well, especially the more you do it, it'll get quicker and quicker to make the site.
Yeah, and I can help you guys with that. It's super easy. But like, for you guys, it will be you send me a product, I validate it, give me 5 minutes, be like, okay, let's do it, and then we just go. Like it's within the next 5 hours, ads are up. Okay. Any other questions?
What's the I guess like what's the next step on what you're teaching, I guess?
Action. Now we find the product when we go. Like we have everything you guys need to know to start, and yeah, it's just
Oh, sick. Damn.
finding the product. Like that, it's simple.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty simple.
like this, people make it so complicated because they find really shitty products. Um, when you're a beginner, it's about the product always. I'll go into media buying. I'll do that outside of this screen share because I'm gonna have to. I can't do it in front of people because I can't leak anything like on a screen share.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go into media buying tonight, which is really simple. These there's these things called agencies, right? Where they tell you that they're gonna run your Facebook ads, and it's the silliest thing ever because what's smarter, you or $4 trillion company, the $4 trillion company. So
Yeah, yeah.
you let the company figure it out. You put it in there, it runs the ads, and so agencies kind of act like a middleman, act as if they're gonna be better than the company. And so I'm gonna make a video about that tonight where I make sure I don't leak anything, explaining how simple it is to just get it up and going.
Yo, Ben, do you have an insider at Meta?
Yes.
Okay, I was just curious.
I don't use it though. That's like 10 bands. I don't have money for that.
Yeah.
Insiders at
Oh
YouTube,
well, I've got
I don't
I've got one at Meta as well. If you need some, if you ever need anything.
Oh yeah, I do know you had that. Yeah. Yeah, it costs like a
I think he's
ton
like
of
an
money.
E6 now.
He's what? Oh really?
I think he's an E6 level engineer. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've never used any of the insider stuff. I mean, that's just like, one, it costs a lot of money, and two, I know it's a little bit cooked to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is, I guess, the call now. Unless you guys have any other questions, and then we can get on product.
Should we
research and
invite
get it
people up if they have questions or want to say anything?
We can answer the chat for like 3 minutes. If you guys want to type questions, I'm not gonna have anybody come up here, but you guys can type in the chat.
Okay.
Nah, we should let people speak.
I really don't want anybody coming here to speak right now. It's gonna be it's gonna be tragic. Ad structure. I'm going to do a media buying video tonight.
It's a fucking hilarious picture. I love that fucking picture.
Heat maps are recommended when you're at scale. How do you fix drop off rate and reach checkout to conversion? It's exactly what I was talking about earlier, bro. I mean, like, it's congruency. Like, if you're like, first thing I would say is don't try and upsell them really hard in the cart. Be very nice in the pre-purchase upsells and very mean in the post-purchase. There needs to be congruency. So if your price is $49, you're selling your product for, the cart should say $49. There shouldn't be a add-on upsell with free tracked like shipping protection or warranty at the start. You want to have as little friction as possible during the testing phase, and then that stuff you can split test at scale. And then it all then afterwards goes into, as I mentioned earlier, it's not conversion rate optimization, it's the product, the ads, and the offer. If people are dropping off, it's because they don't want the product. It's not because you don't have a timer at the top of your screen. And a lot of people are being moved into that direction. I would recommend free shipping to start out because you want as little you don't, like, when you're testing a product, you're not focusing on profit, okay? You're focusing on proof of concept. And so if you are paying for shipping, then you're gonna have, just by law, drop off points between when people would buy and won't buy. And so like if it costs an extra $5 to purchase and you're testing a product. What does that $5 mean? Just let them purchase for free. You have free shipping, no upsells. Then it comes down, as I mentioned, to your product, your ads, and your offer, bro. Would your PDP be different depending on if your ads
It
are
probably would be different, right?
no,
You'd want to be more niche depending on
no,
what type of funnel,
no,
right?
no. If your PDP is going
Well,
to be
suppose this
product
though,
page.
Ben. Suppose you're selling a product to like a very specific niche.
Okay. If your PDP is your product page, okay, you can send people to different pages if they're cold or traffic. That's what an elliptical and a pre-lander is, okay? And you're sending them to this page to warm them up, okay? Your PDP
Mhm.
is the warmest page, okay? Ellipticals and pre-landers are used to convert cold to warm, okay? So we're sending them to an elliptical if our product needs convincing, if we need to convince them on the website, okay? So it's if we're doing supplements or if we're doing a really high um, AOV product, right? If like you're selling a couch or something, okay? And so this elliptical is a pre-lander that you bring cold audience to allow them to read or to read a 5 reasons why, etc., and send them to the PDP.
Makes sense.
Yeah. At what point is it time to move on to the next product? Um, if you lose $450 on a product test, then at that point it's either your skills or the product. And from then on, you just have to make that decision. I'd say $450. Jake, are you tapped into the underground rap?
Brother is
Dude,
underground.
I am underground rap.
Yes. You spent 1K before work, dude. I know people that have spent 2K, but that's dreamer stuff. If you don't have money, you shouldn't be doing like the entire dreamer mentality of paying a ton of money to make it work. Shopify apps I use, Kaching for the bundle upsells. I like to use a review app, of course, and RealUp. Um, yeah, those are some. And Klaviyo, Triple Whale. Yeah. All right, we'll answer a few more questions.
And have you seen Dune?
Yeah, I've seen both of them.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Dude's fire, bro. Listen, Algaïv.
Dude,
Does Kaching work with the Shrine
all
bundle?
Atreides, Duke of Irakis.
You have to. You either use Kaching or Shrine, but yeah, it works. All right, we'll answer one or two more questions that aren't super niche. How do you validate a product? Um, like the true answer to that is how much money it's making and how much content's being produced for it. But then also just using your brain and being like, okay, it hits this criteria, etc.
I think this is a good question, Ben. The one that Fredo put in.
Running $100 daily budget, 4 ad sets with 3 ads. So you have 12 ads total. In each plus 1 or 2 ad sets per day. Am I pushing too much volume? You are, yeah. So you're running, in my eyes, dude, like the concept of pixel overloading is a little bit silly, but like you have $100 budget. If you're right now, you're on average spending $8 per ad. That's just not enough, right? Like on average, of course, you aren't actually going to spend that. Like you probably have 5 or 6 ads that literally have $0 spent. So adding all these new ads at $100 a day just doesn't make sense. Like if you were doing $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a day, testing that volume makes sense because it needs to develop and find a real winner. Okay, I'll answer one more question. Do you just throw them in when you do a new batch of ads? When do you add a new batch of ads? Do you just throw them every day or wait for other ad sets learning phase to end? The learning phase takes a while to end, bro. Like you need 50 conversions per learning phase. At that point you're out of the testing. So like when I'm adding new ads, I'm putting them in a new ad set. I'm not putting them in the same ad set. Ali, sometimes Meta won't spend on ads. They'll literally spend $0 on ads, and I don't understand the concept behind it, so sometimes I push at least $1 minimum spend because I want it to at least spend and then decide. Okay, fire. All right, I think those are all the questions. Oh, creative fatigue. Okay, good. Wait, hold on. That's a hard question. Creative fatigue typically happens after you're doing like, I don't know, 5K days daily for a while, and scaling is when creative fatigue starts to happen. It's literally with the same concept as RELAS drops off at scale for a certain brand and it doesn't with a different brand. Like how it's different for everything. Like my business partner, he never had creative fatigue. He had one image ad that took like 99% spend. So like you're gonna see, yeah, as Ali's saying, you're gonna see your click through rate drop. You're gonna see your cost per click increase. You're gonna see the ads start to get less and less spend as the creative fatigue happens. All right, fire. All right, we're gonna end the call now. Yeah, we will get you guys on product research, and after that, it's simple. Killer data.
Hey, let's fucking go.
Killer data ad library.
Killer data grind, baby.
Yes, bro. All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a good day. God bless you.
Peace, dog.